And yes, I did forget to turn on the recording, but it is on now, which is perfectly fine. But she did recall Lord Brixton, but she was not within the possession of Lord Brixton during her time. Somebody else who she could not remember. Stricken with memory loss, she was unable to give any further details to the Company of the Yellow Banner's exploits within the tomb or their goals as well. In the end, Alexandria, you befriended her and gave a similar promise to help her in any way that she can, whether that be empty or full. With yet another passenger in our party's ever-growing tow, you moved on to discover more elements of the tomb. A list of such: a stairway leading to the upper levels near the rust statue and the magical fountain which you turned away from. A small chamber with a still water basin in its center, which you passed. A secret door back out into the main stairway complex within, a second living skeleton key, which you slew and took for yourselves. So you have two, I believe it is a square and a triangle. A door with arm-sized holes just below eye level and a chain undead behind it. A chamber beyond, hosting what looked to be a sarcophagus and a great chariot. And beyond that, some statues of Chultan warriors and a bronze shield. You passed that chamber. A great another chamber with a great gargoyle head mounted on the floor, its mouth agape, pointing to the ceiling, and within, diving into darkness and moans crying up from below. A ringed hallway that curved all the way up to the ceiling and back, with the corpse of a goat man on one side, clinging to his staff and journal. A checker-floored chamber beyond that, holding a sarcophagus with a beam of bright light cast down on it from the ceiling. The party delved through quite a few chambers here. This is a pretty extensive list. You, Alexandra, you sent your familiar Fiera to investigate further beyond into the chamber with the lit sarcophagi, and she perished within. You then decided to, I believe you resummoned her, and you sent her with Whifflespark's familiar Fenrir to retrieve the staff, satchel, and book from the goatman's body in the circular hall. That is where we left off last, and where we will be picking up now as the noble canine of Professor Whifflespark returns with the goods in his maw, Fiera perched on his back. I believe is where we left off. And I do have two things I also have to correct, because these might be common. I have to reread parts, and there's a lot to the tomb that I have missed. The first being that the goat man, I described him previously as just being sort of dead, like nothing, no signs of death. There are definitely signs of death. I apologize for missing that. He had axe wounds and arrows. He was for sure murdered and slain. He was not just a dried up corpse, seemingly dying from exhaustion or you're not sure what. He was definitely killed by wounds to his flesh. The second thing I want to correct before we continue, as you had Fiera fly into the chamber, if you will remember, Kyle, you had her go into one of the mouths of the, there were gargoyle statues on the walls. You had her dive into the mouth of one of those. She should not have been able to do that. There was actually supposed to be a valve to block that, but that kind of already happened. So I'm just going to say that this one's valve was open and the others were closed. Is that cool?
Sure. We can find a way to exploit that later.
Okay, perfectly fine. It doesn't matter. That's my misstep, but that was supposed to have a valve that was closed, and you were not supposed to be able to get in there, but you did.
Fair enough. No worries.
Perfectly fine. So those are the only things I needed to correct before we pick back up. And yeah, we do right here, as Fenrir just sort of spits out of his metallic mouth the items that you have had him and Fiera collect in the hallway beyond. What do you do? Let me bring you to your map. Trusty map. And remember, your friend War is in the background. He's blurred.
He's tired. He got hit by that monster like 20 times.
Yeah. He's sleepy.
You gotta let him sleep.
He's sleeping to the gentle moans of zombies.
There is actual features to this chamber that I never illuminated before as well. This is short, and then you guys can have at it. Mocking devil faces are graven into the walls, and the air reeks of rotting flesh. With no light to nourish it, the vegetation that fills much of the layer above, level 1, does not extend down here. So that is a common motif throughout this floor. These devil faces.
Not even the ridiculous hallway of super light.
Yeah, not even the ridiculous hallway of Superlight. There's no vegetation on this level. You can see it on the ceiling above in the first floor, but it clings to the ceiling. It doesn't come down here.
Okay, so
Wow.
do we feel like dealing with Crazy Green Skull, Super Light Room, or figure out how to make zombies open a door for us?
Well,
And we also have to figure out which one of these things actually mean things.
And you do have a pile of goods in front of you. I don't know if anybody picked any of that up yet. Except for you, Whifflespark, you have the bag. The satchel.
Yes.
Yep.
Because Fenrir brought it back, right?
Yeah, the staff
Yep.
and book are on
There's-
the ground.
Staff and the book are sitting in front of me still.
can I pick up and read through the book?
Yeah. You wanna just pick up and start to pour through the pages of the book? You absolutely can. When you touch the book, nothing happens. It's mundane. You open it up, and it has some ink stains on the cover. And when you come in, you can see some of the pages also hold ink stains in different places. But it's legible. It's very, very legible. You see the journal of an individual by the name of Delvin. That is what he calls himself. Upon make an investigation check for me, actually, Alexandria.
Mm-hmm.
Almost got that for free. Damn it.
Yeah. I mean, this is you just skimming through it. Okay, there are many entries in this book. You may need to take like a ritual's time, 10 minutes to scan through and get a enough of this information together. But I can give it to you here, since time is something you definitely have a lot of, it would seem, here in the tomb. So entries in this chronicle, entries within this journal chronicle the exploits of the Company of the Yellow Banner in Chult. This individual, Delvin, has identified himself as a member of that company. It talks about how they made landfall at Kitcher's Inlet, followed the river Oolong to Lake Lao before cutting southwest into the jungle toward Omu. The journal describes harrowing encounters, the adventurers' search for the puzzle cubes in Omu, and their brushes with the Yuan tea. Their discovery of the true tomb entrance as well. Only the final entry mentions their exploits within the tomb. And there doesn't seem to be any mention of Delvin's effects, including his staff, or the bag. But this final entry stands out to you, and I will share I'll share this with the party. But just note that Alexandria is Alexandria is, since I'm already speaking with this out loud, Alexandria is the only one who actually has this information for player knowledge. And would you like to read this for me, Kyle? Out loud, like
Sure.
in Alexandria's voice? I think that would be fun.
I can do that. She'll murmur it. To those who find this, know that I, Delvin Bashir, am the last surviving blah 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 blah. The warlord Ross. Oh, that's how you spell his name?
It's weird, isn't it?
Well, all right, cool. I've learned something. I also like to think that's canon too, that she says that.
Oh yeah, this is all
That's how
canon.
you spell his name?
This is all canon.
The warlord Ross and C stripped us of our weapons and threw us in here on orders of his master, Asararak. Also, good to know how to spell that. Or I guess this is just his interpretation of how to spell these names. We can't really trust that this is the proper way. I can only imagine our souls are to be fed to his phylactery. Alas, it seems he has won. Wow, this guy's spirit certainly was broken by the end. Our company was separated after the incident with the four-armed gargoyle. Did we find a four-armed gargoyle at any point?
No.
Believe so.
Oh, spoiler alert. The Tomb Guardians tore seaward to pieces, and with him we lost the Starfallen. Oh, I've got that. Our quest was a failure. Even if we'd found the eye, the elf princess was gone. My friends wouldn't have lasted long without their weapons, especially with a doppelganger in our midst, as Seth suspected. Oh, there might be a doppelganger around here.
Hmm.
I immediately suspect Brolin. Somebody poke him.
Get away from me.
I think I saw a movie about this once. If you get their blood.
A play.
Okay. Yes, I saw a moving picture. Very fancy magical thing.
And
in
a grand major illusion.
Yes, in Candlekeep. Anyways, of course, I kept my staff. I'm sure Brixton would have seen some humor in that. Gentle reader. Oh, this is to me. Sorry, you don't get to know this part.
And you cut off reading there.
I mean, it would be nice if he offered us anything we didn't know, but since we sort of skipped the meat of this place and went for the secret rooms.
Well, the four-armed gargoyle thing seems important.
That's a very fair point. He's warning us that a Sararak is a trickster who deserves nothing. But wait, who desires nothing but our soul? His riddles may help you, but in the end, his final secret always leads to your doom. Timora, save us all. How come everybody always calls out Timora's name when they're dying? She's the god of luck, not last-minute salvation.
Isn't
Well,
that luck?
that's pretty lucky.
Yeah, that's luck.
I would call last-minute salvation a more wholly aligned divine intervention.
You want to call on Lythander or something? You know, maybe the sun will rise on you.
Victor speaks up at this discussion, I think, for sure, because he's a bit of an expert on this. Yeah, he would. I think he would respond as the discussion of Timora. He says, "Well, if this individual, you say it's a goat man, if they are from Chult or native, Timora has quite the presence and influence on Port Nyanzaru, if they are from there."
He is a goat man. What is that race? I've never seen one.
Is it a satyr?
I really only caught a glimpse of it while I was flying.
Is
Can I
it
roll a history check? Do I know what that is?
a satyr?
Yeah.
Go for it, yeah.
I literally have never heard of this type of, like, player knowledge either.
Yeah, go for it. 10.
10. Sweet.
Yeah, you've heard the tales of satyr. They are the goatmen of the realm of Fae. You wouldn't know much about them outside of in the tales that they are depicted. They are a bit of a tricky lot.
Can I roll to see if there any are in Chult?
I'd like to see if you've seen one in
Yeah,
like Port
yeah.
Nyanzaru.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Brolin. Go ahead and make a roll. Yeah, make a history check. Like, it's like a personal history. It's like using your intelligence to kind of remember. 12. You do not recollect ever actually seeing one before. You imagine that if one was in Port Nyanzaru, it would be very rare, and would probably draw attention to its presence.
The
And
satyrs.
could be hidden, working in the shadows. There are many sort of like gangs and thieves and guilds like that may have employed such a creature.
Yeah, guaranteed he works for the Harpers.
Oh, the stereotype.
I feel
of
like you've
Faerun.
had some problems with them before.
No, no, no big deal. Just, the usual. Looks over at Victor.
And you just sort of shrug. Well, you say this individual perished. Hopefully that does not become our fate, and despite their grim tidings.
Well, I suppose the good news is that if Ross and C indeed managed to overpower us, we would have gotten to the tomb one way or another.
Seems so.
Would have been thrown in here.
I mean, I certainly would have been fine. I'm not so sure of our more martially inclined companions. Although I would be interested in seeing War tear somebody apart with his claws. That would certainly be a feat.
Really don't want to imagine that one. Just personally.
Well, I mean, we have seen him literally cleave things in two with his axe. I don't really think it's much of a far departure so far as gore is concerned.
Or aside, do we know which direction that we want to head here?
I have no idea. She'll just haphazardly toss the book onto the floor.
Hits the dust in the corner of the hall.
Does his staff have anything?
Well, he
Descriptions or-
found it humorous that he had the staff. I suppose we should probably run an inspection of it.
Probably. There's some drool on it right now. You're confused of how the drool got on it, though.
Yeah, like, wait, what?
Why would
Like a
you
little-
build
like a little string of Beethoven,
salivary glands in a machine?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, machine. Yeah, a mechanical.
Are you actually concentrating on something, Alex, or no?
Me? No. Yes, I am still constant. As long as it's been less than an hour since our big fight, I'm still have magic weapon.
Yeah, a little bit less than an hour.
You know what? Something tells me we're going to be here for a little bit. I'm just going to sit in the corner and identify a few things while y'all are poking around the rooms.
I tossed the bag into a pile of things for you to identify.
Oh, this is absolutely going to be cursed, but yeah, I will do that too.
Yeah, you want to spend some time casting Identify, Alexandria?
Yeah, I'm just going to double check and see if that works on more than one item per cast, or if I have to.
I believe it's 10 minutes per item.
Yeah, I'll check while people
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, because it's going to take some time. Yeah, what is everybody else doing? Whifflespark, Brolin, Valfine, during the time that Alexandria is sort of spending identifying. Victor will put his hand out towards one of the objects. He says, "Let me help you."
Yeah, I'm least invested in the bag, so you can do that one. She'll hand the bag over.
Begins casting a similar spell.
I'm going to focus on the lantern first. I'd like to know what that thing actually is.
Okay, yeah, the lantern that you have. Perfect. Victor's going to focus on the bag, and yeah, what is everybody else doing during these rituals being cast in the corner of the balcony?
Brolin's gonna peer over the side of the ledge.
Yeah, you look over. You have 60 feet of dark vision, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is from here, should be 2 floors. You're 1 floor down, which is 25 feet, and then it should go 2 more floors to the bottom. So you actually should see the bottom. I've described this before, but I'll give you another brief description. You do see what seems to be like a pit in the center of the room. It is surrounded by 4 of these standing pillars, about 10 feet tall each, and on the top each is a gargoyle. Yeah, you can see on the other 2 levels below this one with the similar railings wrapping around. They all have passages exiting in different directions.
Do any of them look different from the last time we saw them?
The statues,
Gargoyles.
the gargoyle
Yeah.
statues. Now let me just quick get a lock on this room and have it for my notes here. So I have it properly. No, nothing looks different from here, but You wouldn't need to make a perception check to note that these gargoyles have 4 arms each.
You know, I just
That
noticed.
sounded familiar.
I just noticed something. That satyr said he lost to a bunch of 4-armed gargoyles. Well, they're actually down there. 4 of them. 4-armed gargoyles.
Down where?
Down in the near the pit where the 4 statues are.
Where's the pit with the 4 statues?
I'm right in front of you.
Yeah, it's this
The
large
big pit.
chamber.
She
Yes, sir.
looks up from the lantern and looks over the edge and says, "Ah,
Yeah.
So there's a big pit, and then there's a pit in the pit.
So you can kind of see in the blur, there's like a tiny, like 4 square pit going into darkness. If you only have 60 feet of dark vision, your vision will not go past that. It'll just go into black.
Can I chuck a torch down there?
Yeah, you want to like aim it. You light and aim.
Light one up and just kind of.
Yeah, mark a torch from your character sheet and make a acrobatics check, I'd say. Athletics could work too.
Acrobatics.
Yeah, this is like finesse
I
of like
never
throwing
get
it
to
in the
do
right
these.
direction, yeah.
shouldn't we have Roland turn into a spider and climb into the hole, see where it goes?"
Oh yeah, totally. Why don't you send your familiar down there?
She's tuckered out from the last time. It's time for you to be useful.
Oh, that was my last torch. So.
Okay, yeah, that's
Ow.
your last torch. It goes plummeting into this
Well-
this room.
No.
Interesting. Will you roll a D100 and just let me know if you roll anywhere between 1 and 30?
Better roll it privately.
No. Just roll it out in the thing. I've already asked it.
94.
94. Okay. Cool. It plunges into the darkness, and yeah, I think it lands and lights up a room below, and it gives off, a torch gives off a good amount of light, right? Yeah. You see below what looks to be within the pit, with what little you're able to see. Make a perception check for me, actually. Since you are making this action, you are looking down in. It's kind of a hard angle to see.
Holy shit.
15. That's not bad. You see a wild garden. It is full of sickly plants, rotting compost taking up the floor. You can just barely see it from here, but it looks to be right at the right below the pit. Seems to be some kind of like rusty pillar, some kind of device below it. You can't quite make out. But yeah, that's what you see below in the pit. Wouldn't take long. Probably, I would say a minute. Maybe probably 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes of light down there before it burns out.
Nothing looks spectacular down there, but we've seen stranger things that don't look spectacular at first, so we can always investigate the lower floor before we go into the other rooms, but looking around here, we were being stalked the last time we were in this area. Is there anything?
Stalked.
I think it was the thing. The key
Was it
thing
the
is what
key?
we saw
You
down
think it's
here.
the key?
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking about when you first came over the edge and you saw something down here?
We had something hiding in the shadows.
You
or
spotted
whatever.
somebody spotted a tomb dwarf down here. And
okay.
it moved out of the shadows and moved away.
That makes sense too.
Oh, I hand Valfine 4 little devices that produce light, so she can chuck more down there, so we can get a better idea. But you have better aim than me.
She'll aim one for the pit.
Yeah, make another it's dexterity based acrobatics check. Yeah, goes right in the same area. The light sort of illuminates a little more, and you can see a little
They're
bit clearer. The
little tiny lights though. They're
they're
5x5s.
Oh,
five by
bitties.
fives. I mean,
They
18's
do
pretty
5
good.
and 5 dim, so they can light up a little area.
I feel like 18's good enough to kind of like put just a little more detail. You can make out what that pillar is just below the shaft. The shaft definitely does open up into a larger chamber. You can tell that by now. From what I'm describing. So it goes down about 10 feet and then opens up into a larger chamber. But that shaft that you can just sort of barely see the top of, it looks like it's like a sprinkler.
Never took a Sararak to be a gardener. I'll kind of... She'll take one of the second of the four and kind of drop it over the balcony just onto the stone below us.
Yeah, it illuminates more of the chamber below. I described before, the 4-pillared statues with the gargoyles.
Yeah, looking at it, it lights a 3x3 is what it basically does.
It's fine.
They're little tiny lights.
That works.
And can I toss... Is there any room under the stairs over there?
Under the stairs over here? Over here is what you're talking about?
Is it like full stone underneath these stairs, or are they just kind of jutted out of the wall? Like if I'm looking
they
over,
kind of it's like a balcony that wraps around. So yeah, there is under here there is a stair that leads further down. Like right under the stairs, another set of stairs going down.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it would come around, and
So
then
we
the second
would have
floor would
come
all the way
from
around,
if
and
we had
this is
walked the normal
further.
way, we would have come down this way, and then this is.
Yeah, let me
where- and then it
confirm
goes
that the
down
stairs
again.
are there. Let me just look. Yep, there's a set of stairs leading. Well, actually, that's a little bit weird.
I assumed that the stairs, judging by this
No,
floor,
no, no.
are
Yeah,
here.
they're here. They're here. You're correct. The stairs are here.
We look up and there's stairs
Under
there.
these stairs, under those stairs would actually be even further down. There would be a balcony. Yeah, there would be a balcony under those stairs, like a blank balcony.
Okay.
With a passage leading off into the west.
And I mean, without moving, and just kind of toss one at the base of the stairs over this way.
Yeah. Throw it, and you're trying to catch the 2 floors down balcony.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Why
do.
not?
You do, and you see that there's a passage that illuminates that goes off to the west. And I believe, yeah, that's it. Oh, and also one that heads to the south. That is the floor. That is almost the bottom floor of the.
Well, there's
the
one
area.
more balcony underneath us, and then.
So from what I can see on this map, from where you guys are, there is one balcony beneath you, and then there's a half balcony beneath that is a part of the floor that is the bottom. Yeah, it's like a half balcony.
Interesting.
I feel like the one that's over here, that you just do a light, that's in the right position to be the T-Rex pit.
Yep, because we broke into the blind artists area. There are going to be a couple rooms that we're going to stumble across that we have already been in. So,
Because stairs are over here.
yeah, and then we
And that would-
found like that crazy sarcophagus and stuff like that. I have 2 of those lights left.
Yeah.
I'm gonna swing over here to this side.
Okay.
And these things last until I replace them.
Okay. That's 4. Yeah, 4. Got it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna kind of inside the little opening inside of this door, just kind of sneak one inside.
Oh, you want to throw a light into
Near the
here?
zombies. Yeah.
Yeah, the minute a light is thrown into this chamber, it illuminates it to be seen more, but the creatures within immediately react. You can see some of them. They look like just frustrated by the light, and then immediately, upon you approaching, throwing this in, they there's a pause for a moment, and then the arms start to slowly come through, and then a little more viciously come through. You have time to back away, but the arms start coming through the holes, and you guys can see from this angle, it's just like 2-3 sets of zombie hands like reaching out for Valfine before she's able to step away.
Yep.
Yep, and they're just these arms sticking out of the holes, and there are 6 holes. There's just enough for these zombies to put their arms through.
Okay. So
This hole was made for me.
we need to do some investigating of the light, probably, I guess.
Yeah. So, as all that's going on, I think that's enough time for both Alexandria and Victor to have achieved at least one identify each. Alexandria, you're identifying the lamp itself. There is, I don't believe, and let me actually double check. I don't believe the book actually lists a magical item particular for this, but I can tell you what it's doing in effect. Let me just guarantee that that is the case by rechecking the room in which you acquired it. Okay. Here we go. Oh, okay. No, this is a magical item.
Nice.
Absolutely. I love. Perfect. I'm going to show it to just you. And you may look upon it. There you go. I actually haven't read this, so you're going to have to tell me more about it. I just know its cosmetic function. I did not know it had a mechanical one.
Okay.
Victor will immediately identify the bag, and he'll be forthcoming probably before you even say anything, Alexandria. Well, it's what I thought it was. It's a bag of holding. I could turn it over, but within is two objects, small. I'm not sure what they are, and I don't exactly want to risk. Maybe with caution. What?
Yeah, I mean, give me the bag. I'll take a look.
He hands it to you, Brolin.
All right, I look in the bag.
It's dark, voided pit.
I reach my hand in there.
You reach your hand, and it's a little cold, but it goes all the way in, and you reach, and it's like an empty space. It's where your hand should be going through the bag or pushing on the fabric on the inside. It's not. Your arm literally feels as though it's going into an extra dimensional space.
You said there were two objects in here?
Yes, but the nature of the item, you have to call upon the items to bring them to the surface. You could also turn over the bag to spill them out, but we don't know what they are.
How do I
Spill
call?
'em out.
How do I call upon the items?
You can't. You don't know what's in there. Just
have to
turn
know
it
them.
over.
I will gently turn it over in my lap.
In your lap, yeah, you sit down, you gently turn it over. Yeah, two objects plop
And
out.
Brolin bursts into
Lava
flame.
bombs. Yeah, I was gonna say they're lava. They're balls of lava or something.
Two objects. A very brave Brolin flips it over, and immediately Victor's like, "Oh, okay," and he just sort of steps back and lets you do it. And two objects plop ever so gently into your lap. One is an ornate vial. It is hexagonal in shape, has a very fancy cork, and seems to have a glass that has a sort of very beautiful patterned illustration on it. That is, it serves no like actual illustration to like show anything. It's just a beautiful pattern across it, and it's filled with black liquid, dark black, thick. The other is a book, well bound. Fine leather plops onto your lap as well, and the magic users, Whifflespark probably closer by than any, would notice that there's a sigil on the front of the book that seems to be the symbol for evocation.
We got a magic book here. A mage's.
Spellbook.
Or an exploding book.
Here, Whifflespark, you take a look.
I don't know magic.
Brolin will just look at him, stare blankly at him.
Yeah, this is only based off of Whifflespark's intelligence.
Oh no. All right, fine. Alexandria, take this book,
That's what I thought.
and he'll throw it at her.
She'll let it hit the floor, and then she will pick it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you crack it open, Alexandria.
Yeah, but I'll point it at Brolin when I do.
It opens up, and Brolin, you see symbols within that don't really make any sense to you, and nothing happens.
Yeah, her eyes will peek up above the book and see that Brolin's still there, and she goes, Well, it did say evocation. I dared to dream. And she'll turn it around.
You
And
think it was gonna hit me with the fireball?
I had hoped. Maybe not a fireball, though. Fire bolts would be preferable.
It wouldn't hurt me that bad.
No, but it would send the message.
Yeah.
Anyway, what can you re-describe the first item?
The first item is a hexagonal vial, finely corked with the glass has like a pattern design to it. It was forged very very well, glass kiln, and or glass forging or glass blowing. That's what it is, and it's filled with a very dark, thick, black liquid.
Dude,
Yes, go ahead.
does it look like any liquid we found in the tomb?
No. It looks. Yeah, I don't believe you find any. I don't believe you found any liquid that looks quite like this. It's just pitch black. It's very very plain in the way that it looks. It's pitch black, and it's corked all the way to the top. Alexandria, you flip over the book to look within.
I do.
Okay. This is definitely Delvin's spell book. Some of these spells you recognize, some of them you don't, but it is most likely useless either way. Or sorry, useful. Useless. It is. It will find some. You may find some use of it.
Awesome. Yeah.
Some of them spilled out of the message, unfortunately, because I guess I can only say so much or it might have had like a break in the message, so some of it spilled out of the whisper. But you can still grab those from chat. I apologize.
Oh, it's all good, man.
Yeah, what are you doing with the as Alexandria pours through the book, scanning its many runes? What are you doing with the vial, Brolin? Just holding on to it?
I don't have the detect magic spell, so I'm kind of screwed there. But you said it doesn't look like any other liquid we found in the tomb?
No, but it's not that it's not that it's like crazy unique either. It looks like literally it looks like it's filled with like black paint. To be honest.
Wifflespark makes a comment that he didn't think anyone outside of Lantan actually used crude oil for anything.
This is crude oil? What's oil? Oh no, Brolin would hate oil.
Or duckies.
Do you want to like uncork it, give it a whiff, like really search at it? Or just,
I'll uncork it. I'll give it a little.
Yeah, the bitter smell of ink.
Oh,
It's just
it
ink.
smells like ink.
It's probably ink.
It's probably magic ink.
Even better. Try not to throw
Okay.
this one.
I'll cork it back up. I'll take the bag of holding. I'll equip the
What,
bag
you're
of
gonna
holding.
take the bag of holding? You didn't recover the bag of holding.
Who did recover the bag of holding?
Puppo.
All
That's
right.
the
I look to Fenrir. I look to Fenrir. Fenrir, can I have the bag of holding?
No, Roland. Fuck you.
Fenrir will just look to his master, Wifflespark.
He does have a compartment for a bag of holding.
Oh, he does.
A
Yeah, we
holes
has a
for a bag of holding, perhaps?
If he has a compartment for it, here, take it.
It's where I pulled all my stuff out of on the first night you guys knew me.
Are you
So
guys?
wait, he already has the bag of holding.
No, I
A
have
dog
the
of
bag.
holding.
Are we putting the bag of holding then on Fenrir?
Yeah.
Will you?
We can put the bag of holding on anyone. It really doesn't matter. I was just making fun of Roland.
Okay. Yeah. Who's it going on? Which inventory do we want it in?
Roland actually makes sense. Bag of holdings are kind of heavy.
Yeah, Brolin, add one to your character sheet.
All right.
There we go.
They're 25 pounds, just as a warning.
Yep. Add an
I
ink.
got 21 strength.
Add a hexagonal ink vial too. It's going to be just like you can put an ink vial in and just name it like hexagonal. if you want.
I will give the ink vial to Alexandria.
Okay, yeah, you hand it over to Alexandria.
Danka.
And you can add that to your character sheet, Alexander, if you wish. It is a hexagonal ink vial. It's quite bigger than the other ones.
Oh yeah, it's something I wanted to do. I cast detect traps or find traps.
Okay, yeah. What's the range on that?
120 feet.
120 feet. Can you post that spell for me?
Yeah.
Just so I can read it. Sense the presence of any trap within range of line of sight. A trap for the purpose of the spell includes anything that would inflict a sudden and unexpected effect you consider harmful or undesirable, as such by its creator. Yeah, that makes sense. What is, let's see, from where you are now. Yeah, definitely. You do.
Oh God, where? What direction?
You don't know.
It doesn't say
The spell
where the
merely
traps are.
reveals that a trap is present. That is literally it.
There absolutely are.
You don't learn the location of each. You do learn the general nature of the danger posed by a trap you sense. That's literally it. You just know it's dangerous.
So we know the general nature of danger of probably somewhere around 150 traps, because you said within 120 feet of you.
So yeah, it says there. I mean, there is at least one dangerous trap within 120 feet of you.
Well, I can. I just used the detect trap spell, but I'm sensing a trap nearby.
Belvin's gonna give him a raised eyebrow and say nothing.
Yeah, Velvin, you're kind of cut off from the party right now. It's with your arms. Yeah.
Oh, it has to be within line of sight as well.
Does it have to be within line of sight? Does it say that?
Yeah, in the first
Within
line.
range that's within line of sight of you? Okay, now I have to actually look at your sight, Brolin, so that's a different thing. I've given you information that you don't have.
I think you gave him information that was a... Yeah, there's probably traps within 120 feet of him.
The tomb
Alright.
is a trap.
Within line of sight, yes.
Okay, I go look down at the pit.
Single action.
A single action to do find trap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
It's
it's instantaneous. You just know that there is one within your line of sight.
Oh.
You don't know where. You don't get to. It doesn't point up. It doesn't light up. It doesn't give you a direction. It just lets you know that within your current line of sight, there are traps that will have sudden and unexpected effects, which you will consider harmful or undesirable.
Yeah.
Specifically intended
Well,
by the creator.
Kind of already knew there were traps everywhere, but now, at least we know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any more identify spells going out? Victor is willing to help, although he is concerned about Valfine's situation just a little bit. It's kind of like a background thing of just these like hands between, and he's just, do you need help?
I'll be coming back in a second.
All right. Just kind of steps back away from the hands.
Whipplespark comes over and starts poking at the things. The hands are sticking out with
Okay.
a mace.
Yeah, just like poking one. Yeah, it's immediately going to like try and like swipe in your direction. What's your armor class?
I mean,
God.
I'm doing this at I'm reaching out and poking.
If you're
What's
right,
it?
I would step back one square then. If you're trying to be away from them, then you can still do it. But if you're going to be right there, that's
Not the door. I'm in the same spot as.
yeah, that corner's technically covered. Yeah, you're right. Sure. Yeah, it's
They're
you're
reaching through holes. I can't get anywhere. I'm just
that's
poking
true.
at them.
These two would be the dangerous squares. I wasn't considering the fact that these corners are covered, so that's a 10 feet range. Yeah, you poke at them, and the hands just sort of stay out. They're all clamoring.
I was going to come back there, but it looks like you're making that more difficult.
You can hear their chains rattling within.
Can you stop aggravating the arms so I can make it back past the door?
Okay, we can probably just break all of the arms.
You really want to stir up trouble while we're trying to take some downtime here?
Okay.
Is there enough for me to like duck underneath?
You can make a dexterity check to get past.
All right.
Yeah, like
Well-
duck underneath and try to
Why
like
not?
get away.
Duck
Absolutely.
and roll. Duck and roll.
I
Duck
do
and
too.
roll.
All right, so is this just a dex check?
Yep,
Straight
it's
up.
just a dex check to avoid these clamoring hands.
Okay.
It's a dex saving throw.
Oh, you want a saving throw or
It's a
check?
saving
Because
throw. It's a saving
there
throw.
we go. All right.
Okay, yeah, you pass
18.
by all
I think I get
three,
advantage
yeah.
on that anyway. So.
Yeah. They aren't able to. You just sort of like you very nimbly brisk by. You duck under whatever you need. You can get back. These hands through here.
Yeah. You're hungry or something.
I asked before. I didn't hear anything. Alexander, was there any more rituals being cast from your periphery or your area, or were you giving any to Victor? Or was that
Seeing as
concluded?
nothing crazy is going on, besides the potential for, well, bad things to happen, I will use my investigation on the staff. Not my investigation. You know what I meant.
Yeah.
Do we have any other magical items aside from this one that are waiting to be identified?
Maybe your ink.
I
But
was
the staff is
suspicious.
the most likely one.
I was suspicious of the ink, so I guess the staff will be the one that's obvious. We'll do that.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, ritual for the staff won't take much longer either. I can give you the results of that now, since the rest of the party's been going about things, just sort of chaining this one at a time.
Okay.
The staff is something also quite unique. I'm going to share another thing with you. Try to save this information somewhere if you can, because I don't know how easy it is to re-find these.
Roger.
Okay, in your journal, and here you are.
I
What-
really want at one point for you to give him one of these that is a normal item, and you just give him a thing that says a normal item, so he can play it off as a magic thing.
Yeah. There is some other information I need to give you.
Oh wow, this is a very
Yeah.
fine staff.
You touched
Do you
it.
have to
Didn't
make a charisma check on this one too?
Well, this was from our goat friend, right?
It was.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
There's
saying.
some extra
It
information
could be
about
from
the
this
staff.
too.
What's it do?
Sent you.
It helps people walk when they have a limp. It
Haha, very funny.
Yeah, Alexander's in the middle of having like information just sort of like feed into her. You can sort of see the distraction in her eyes.
It's something good, something you can use.
Honestly, Brolin, I think this is something you could use.
Yeah,
Are we just loading staffs on Brolin?
I already got a staff.
dual wielding bow staff.
What does your staff do?
It's the spirit of
Yeah,
Noah.
but that's boring.
All right, what's the staff do?
This staff is called a staff of striking.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a +3 bonus to your attack and damage rolls. It has 10 charges on it. When you hit with a melee attack, you can expend up to 3 of them, and for each charge you expend, the target takes an additional 1d6 force damage.
Wow.
And
It's
it
a smite.
regains 1d6 plus 4 expended charges at dawn.
So it's a smite stick.
Yeah, it's the banhammer in staff form.
Actually, that might be for Wiffle Spark. To be perfectly honest, I turn into a beast all the time. I can't use a staff.
Doesn't Wiffle Spark use a bow?
I do use a bow, but I also hit things sometimes.
Well, do you
But-
want to hit things?
It could be useful, I guess. I'll at least hold it,
Victor,
Until-
go ahead, keep going.
unless Victor
Yeah,
wants to steal it from us.
his ears pick up. He says, staff of striking.
It's a legendary. Is that wait? It's +3. That's a legendary item.
No,
It's
it's very rare.
It's very, very rare.
Oh, it's a +3 to hit.
I do not hold on to. I do not hold on to very many melee items. I'm not proficient in it, but the help of a magical item such as this to be able to allow me to effectively have some versatility. I think I could use it, Alexandria. You say it's safe?
I never said it was safe.
She did offer it to Brolin first.
It is true. That is the first sign of danger.
It just says, perhaps I will identify it.
It's cursed. Our friend, the goat man, was not originally a goat man. The staff will turn you into him. Well, not him specifically. It will just turn you into. Was it a satyr?
You're gonna give me
That
a.
is
You were gonna give.
why
You were gonna
we've
give me
never
a
seen
staff.
them.
You were gonna give me a staff that cursed me.
He puts his hands
Well,
back through his hair and he just goes, "No, I'm fine. Never mind." So he just like,
If I'm being frank, Brolin, it probably would have been an improvement.
Oh,
At least your hair would be universal all over your body.
that's fair.
You could be the first albino satyr. Isn't that great?
Probably wouldn't make me albino.
Let's put it in the bag for now, I guess.
Felfine,
Unless Delphine wants it.
imagine how powerful your sneak attack would be with the Staff of Striking.
I'm already carrying a cursed item. Thank you.
Well, nobody's
You are?
turning into a furry today.
I was not about to. What?
Oh yeah, what becomes of the staff? Are you keeping it in your inventory, Alexandria, or?
I should keep it in inventory since nobody really
Okay.
wants to use it.
On the back, feel free to add a staff of striking. I would rename it to Delvin's staff of striking so you know of its extra effects. Maybe add that bit that I sent you to it somewhere. I can always pull that up again too if you need it.
Here's another question. Does changing into a satyr change any of my attributes as a not satyr?
It doesn't seem as though it's actually changing you into a satyr. It's just changing you into a goat man. Which satyr is, but it's not giving you any features of the actual satyr itself. That's just the closest thing Victor could describe to what it was.
Okay.
This is just making you a goat humanoid. Very much like the corpse that you found.
Just
Battered
carrying it,
and-
does it?
Attuning. So, carrying it is safe.
So we would change your gender? That's
No, it just turns you into a goat humanoid.
Oh yeah, I said man. Sorry, it's a goat humanoid.
Also, goat women.
There's a goat woman, yeah.
Goat women. Well, did we get everything in the pile?
Only the vial of ink remains from what you guys were asking, but we're not sure if that is.
If we are going to continue prodding around, I will also do the ink.
Yes, the ink. I'm gonna send this to you exclusively, Alexandria, and not say anything because I don't want to give anything away. I like these being secrets. I like these being secrets for sure.
we'll know if it's a detriment, if it's painful, and she wants to give it to me.
He's gonna draw.
Really, it doesn't even have to be painful. It's just if I'm offering it freely to you on my own prerogative, it's probably going to be cursed.
She's gonna wait till you go to sleep and draw penises on your face with it.
Yeah.
If only you could forcibly attune things to people.
There you are, Alexander.
She pockets the ink.
Boop.
Hey, Brolin.
No.
I hope you're
Go
having. a
away,
good
and you better stop threatening me with stuff.
I'm
It's
not
gonna
threat-
end badly.
I was offering you a gift.
Mm-hmm.
I did not hold any information at all. Victor asked if it was safe. You did not.
That is true. I did ask, but I am innately
It is
wary of
safe.
magical items.
It doesn't actually hurt you.
Yeah, it would cause you no harm whatsoever, and if we're being honest, probably would improve your overall charismatic form.
Yeah, Victor kind of let out a laugh, sensing some tension from Brolin, at least Brolin's side of things, and he'd just say, "It is a humorous thing, yes, an unexpected one, though. I imagine someone would be very depending on how much they care about their personal experience, very upset about the results. So
This happens all the time. You get used to it.
I bet the hooves would even give you some extra height.
Maybe if you used it, it'd give you horns.
It is
Be more-
actually part of the requirement. Yes, it does give you horns.
It'd be fitting.
It's part of the satyr aesthetic. Are you implying I'm evil, Brolin?
Well, the dark
Because-
angel wings, the undead.
Oh,
I still have
I
not seen
see.
any of this.
judging people by their appearances. Oh, that's how shallow of you.
But isn't that what you're doing right now?
No, I'm complimenting your appearance. I'm not judging you by it. I merely implied that some hooves might help you be taller.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
Are we done berating the dwarf? Shall we move on?
yeah, we done berating me.
Never.
You got anything better to do?
No.
I'm
Okay.
waiting.
So, do we
It's
want to play
sister.
giant chess game, or do we want to play?
Is it
Green.
zombie chess? That would be fantastic.
Or do we want to play with the green, weird tomb face?
Well, we have a skull or four-armed gargoyles.
Yeah, they're 2 levels down, all the way down there.
What was in the room with Mr. Delvin? Didn't he mention being overtaken by them? Or he died in there from something.
Yeah. So he had like axe wounds and arrows in
Yeah.
him from definitely of the humanoid size. The gargoyles before are quite large, and his chamber was just that circular passageway, and only he occupied it. So perhaps he was killed here or came here after. Who knows?
Or the doppelganger got him,
Maybe.
and he wasn't looking.
Have we seen any rings anywhere, or any jewels?
No. Only mechanical bits.
Because we've got the ring is the path to another tomb. The dead abhor sunlight. Only a jewel can tame the frog. Bow to the as the death god intoned, and into the darkness descend.
Oh, Delvin is in a ring. I assume that is the next tomb. That room with zombies seemed to react very poorly to light, so I assume that's what that's referring to on this floor. The jewel. We have not seen one.
Do we just want to start with the top one and work our way around, since that one seems to be the least obviously deadly?
Might as well.
It works for me.
Yeah, you guys head to the. We move our tokens. Heading to the north chamber. The minute you approach it with a spark, you hear once again those sort of crying moans coming from within this chamber. You can only guess they're coming from the maw of this stone statued head embedded in the floor. You can only imagine it's coming from there. I'll remind you also that the walls of this chamber are let me get
Shattered.
Well, the floor is cracked, yeah. But the walls are cracked too, but they're filled with the carvings and images of terrified humanoids falling.
Okay, so I will investigate the floor in front of me.
Oh, in the yes. You want to make would investigation work here? I wonder. Do you want to do perception just to like look?
Yeah,
look
I'm
into
just
something?
looking
Okay, yeah.
at the floor in front of me to see if there
Technically,
are any.
investigation would work too. Yeah, but it's up
Yeah,
to
I just want to I'm checking for pressure plates.
Yeah.
And the like.
Yeah, in this area. Makes sense.
Yes.
The last passage north had something of the kind.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Let's see that. Oh yeah, let me switch to tabletop. Clean. Whole pathway, whole hallway into that chamber. There doesn't seem to be anything that you can see that is out of the ordinary, unless it is hidden from your eyes completely. The floor in front of you doesn't seem to have any like divots or holes in the plates, or it is solid stone connected to the wall. As far as you,
I hook up 35 feet of rope to me and attach it to the railing.
okay. And you
And
tie it up
start
there.
going down start going down to the hallway.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Because 35 feet of rope ends me here.
Perfect. Yeah, you tie it off just the right amount, and you start to move out towards it, Professor Whifflespark. You can move in. You don't hear any clicks, no shifts in pressure. Your absence allows the party to possibly move forward if they want to watch Whifflespark as he braves his journey down this hall by himself. And you can be on the same square if you want. It's not a big deal.
I'll go with them.
Yeah,
That's not charming at all.
you step out holding onto the rope, Brolin, on your way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Extra weight doesn't seem to cause anything, but yeah, as you approach, you can see that better now. Even that it is a full stone bas relief of a bearded devil face, very similar to the one full like that's the symbol of the tomb that you've seen in many places. But this one seems just a little more grossly detailed than the others, given the space and the large size of it. You can see the intricate wrinkles and it's very well done stonework. But from here, you can hear those forlorn cries just echoing forth from the black void of its gaping maw. Just this, just like this horrible, just like you can hear this moan from multiple
I still
voices
have
chorusing.
One of these lights, if you want to chuck one down there, or do you want me to fastball it from here?
Ooh, that would be a big roll from here. It's only a 5 foot wide hole.
Alright, I tossed one.
Let's see how long it takes for this to.
Do you have one left, or did you use all 4?
I used all 4.
I have one left. I dropped one in the pit, one at the base of the stairs, and then I put one through the hole.
You dropped one into the middle pit, one directly off the railing.
That is true. Okay, I have none.
Okay.
But I can. I'm looking to see how long these things take to make.
What are you doing, Brolin? During this moment, you're just waiting for Whifflespark.
What?
I just make a new one, and the one in the bottom, the first one I made, which is the one all the way in the very bottom, in the center pit, in the pit, winks out and is no longer a thing.
Okay, you make a new one.
And I toss this one into the mouth.
Yeah, Brolin's right behind you. You can see you just take the light, toss in. You were gonna say something though, Brolin?
Do you need help with anything? It's getting kind of hostile back there. Figured I'd come up here.
They weren't being hostile.
Uh-huh.
You toss the light globule, in, and it hits the mouth, and the light disappears the minute it hits the darkness, as if it is just it's gone.
Magical darkness.
Okay.
Those cries continue to echo in this room. It becomes a little harder to hear.
And I will poke at the floor.
You want to poke at the floor. Definitely the
With a
stone.
crowbar.
with a crowbar. Stone seems to be cracked. It shifts around in places. It's definitely like it seems like the first layer is like sort of barely holding on effectively. You're able to chip away and see a much more dusty, less sort of carved over stone meant for flooring. It looks very much similar to when you find like when archaeologists find like old like Greek stonework and it's sort of chipped in places and it's
Am
sort of
I
falling
able
up from
to
the floor.
get a piece of rock off the floor that is wider than the mouth?
Wider than the mouth. No, the mouth itself is about five. I would say.
Oh, the mouth.
It's
Okay.
it's big. It's a big maw.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd be able to get a lot of pieces off the floor. You can definitely collect some, but one piece, it's too brittle.
Okay.
Yeah, you can get hand-sized pieces, maybe one like even about this big off the floor. Alexandria, you advance forward just behind Berlin. The rope. Are you holding onto the rope or no?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, Victor will follow with the same.
Valvine, can you mage hand this into the mouth
Is
slowly?
it less than 5 pounds?
Yes, it's just a chunk of rock.
She'll kind of scoot up behind Victor, kind of peer around the crowd, and
Okay.
take the mage hand and kind of lob it in there because the mage hand would.
Oh,
disappear
I
if
wanted
made
to
it.
like dip it in with the mage hand and then pull it back out.
Oh,
I am testing something that I don't want to do
Um,
with my own hand.
You want to summon the hand?
summon the hand.
I think I already told you this before. It's completely skeletal.
It's invisible.
Yeah. Oh, it's invisible. Then you can see that it's completely skeletal. Just you. You take
My
some
feature,
of
man. Let me have this one.
you take some of the rock from Wiffle Spark. You want to just dump it into the hole?
Yeah, Little Spark would see it just kind of.
Well, I want.
there.
If
Oh,
at all
you wanna
possible,
dip
I
it?
want you to dip it in the hole and bring it back out.
Oh,
Right, so pick
Dip
up
it in.
another one.
dip it in and bring it back out. That's what you want to do.
And
Like if I can
kinda-
find a spiky one that you can like the hand can hold and just slide just rock into the hole and then pull it back out.
Well, we have staffs and sticks and other things, don't we? We can just.
Yeah, but I don't want to do this with something that we want back.
Are we turning into goat men? Just poke that staff in there and see what happens.
Don't we have a 10-foot pole?
We do have a 10-foot pole.
I have a 10-foot pole, but I don't want it to disappear.
Like
I don't particularly want this to disappear either.
that's why. Oh,
You
actually,
plan on becoming a goat woman?
I have 10 torches. I hand a torch to you, to your hand, and have your hand just sort of like stab it in without actually.
Yeah, you do so. A very mundane action.
Yeah.
It goes in, it comes out. It is in one piece.
Okay.
I wouldn't stick my face down there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I just didn't want it to be something that will annihilate things.
Torch is not living, so potentially it's still possible.
Yeah.
What does the room look like in there?
Oh, yeah, the chamber itself, the walls and floor of this 15-foot square room are cracked and carved with images of terrified humanoids falling. Set into the middle of the floor is a stone bas-relief of a bearded devil face painted green, and forlorn cries of echo from the black void of its gaping maw.
Nothing notable other than the mural of stuff? Anything like, how high is the ceiling in here? Is it the same as everywhere else, really?
Normally in tombs, something that's going to be very standard, unless my writing tells me differently, is the passageways you're going through are 8 feet, and the chambers are 12 feet, as far as
12
where
feet
the
high,
ceiling is.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything under the floor that I've cracked up?
Just a more solid layer of stone. Yeah, you're like taking off the skin, effectively.
I sit on the floor and just kick the floor as hard as I can to see if it breaks more.
It's very, I mean, you definitely break away that first layer, but the layer below seems sturdy. Sturdy,
Okay.
thick stone.
Okay, I think it's solid, Brolin.
So you did step in the room to do so, yeah?
Oh, I sat on the floor on the edge.
On the edge and stepped. Oh, okay. It
Like-
definitely held a gnome's weight. What's your weight, by the way?
Mine, almost nothing.
Okay, yeah. It held you. Yeah, couldn't get through the stone. You're good.
35 pounds.
35 pounds did not
Plus my
did
gear.
not seem to get past that first layer.
Like
Plus
a
your gear.
decently sized bowling ball, right? No problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's good.
35.
Wibbles Park is not very big.
Mm-hmm. He's a gnome. You knew that.
Okay. I guess I let myself out some more rope
Yeah, yeah. You let a little.
and give myself another 10 feet and then step into the room.
Yeah, as you step in, it's almost impossible to even like hear yourself think. These wails of pain just seem to echo and just reverb against a small area and fill this chamber. You just hear the sound of despair.
Okay. I'm gonna step beside.
Berlin, you've seen that Wilspark has entered in. Are you staying where you are? Are you advancing with him as well, following the rope?
Oh, God, Wiffle Spark, come back. I follow him.
Okay.
Do we have how much feet is left? 5, 10, 15, 20.
On the rope?
Can we tie another 10 feet of rope onto
Oh, I
this
let
rope?
myself out 10 more feet, so I've got
50?
up to 50 total.
Yep. Yeah, you can make it pretty much
How-
all the way in.
How about this? Let's tie another 10-foot length of 50-foot length of rope onto this rope. We will chuck it into the mouth of this statue, and Fiera can climb down it.
That seems like a good plan.
Get your remote drone going. Mm-hmm.
Then we can figure out what's down there. Or if it will just eat her immediately.
Not a bad plan.
That's
Oh,
fair enough.
actually, one sec. Before we do anything like that, I need to read the thing again.
I wonder
Into the
if this thing-
darkness descend. That one makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like it also makes sense for the giant dark pit at the bottom of the column, but I suppose
Well, I don't think the pit,
Technically
the
not
bottom.
this
Well,
far.
I think that's gonna have its own warning. The first warning only took place to the stuff up top on the first floor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think the real challenge would be managing to descend it amidst all of that noise.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we're good for that,
Yeah. We'll rope up Fiera.
or if we really wanted, we could just let her grab the end of the rope and just lower her in. She won't have to do any climbing at all.
Yeah, that's easy enough. She's an owl.
heard-
Even Wifflespark could lower an owl.
You just see
Okay.
an owl hanging upside down as you just kind of feed the rope in.
We're literally Mission Impossible owl style. Dun 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 dun.
So yeah, you guys set up a second rope on here, and you toss it into the pit.
No, we're not tossing it. We're gonna let Fiera grab the end of the rope with her paw.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah,
you know
claws.
what we're gonna do?
She's
No,
our snake cam.
no,
she's
you-
our snake cam.
We don't need her to fly. Let's literally tie her up. And just, because I'm afraid that like the noise is gonna get to her and she's gonna like freak out and let go of the rope. So this way we can just tie her up
Yes,
and drop her like a dead weight.
She's definitely uncomfortable, but will definitely allow this from Alexandria, who can communicate her safety throughout the situation, and she understands that she is safe because you are actually protecting her with your magic, and you're the only one, Alexandria, who gets to do this to her. Anybody else, she's gonna freak out.
I'll lift her up and she's all tied up like a burrito. He's
Yep.
like, listen, you will be fine. I'm going to be seeing through your eyes. I won't let anything I can prevent happen to you.
Complete trust.
Alright.
Complete trust in you.
Okay. I'm going to pat her on the head, and then I'm going to lower her into this maw thing.
She immediately dies, right?
She's got those sort of big owl eyes as she looks down, and you see her form completely dissipate into the darkness no longer
right.
within your vision.
So we
One
need
of you
to...
needs to do the rope.
Right, and we need to hang on to you so you don't fall in.
Let's
or
put the
something.
people in the room who are in the room. Are we doing that? Or is there certain people who need to be in the room for this action?
I'm gonna be out in the hallway.
Okay, yeah. Who's to be in the room?
Well, I followed. I walked
You
in.
followed
Okay, so-
Whiffle Spark. Yep.
Brolin can be running it rope down, and Wifflespark will be checking for problems.
Actually,
What are you gonna do? What if there's a problem?
can I just have one person out here to watch over my body while I'm?
I will protect you.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. I can just see one of those tomb dwarves grabbing me while everybody's looking at the maw.
Absolutely. Let me be. Let us be careful, and for me to be useful.
I'm gonna be here to catch anyone that flies past me. Maybe.
While this is all happening, Wifflespark is actually just going to investigate the giant maw that we're putting a
Sure.
owl down, looking for things like triggers or anything like that.
Absolutely. You can make an investigation check, Whiffle Spark. Alexandria, you are entering into the vision of your familiar.
Yes.
Okay. There is a.
Thank goodness I can't hear through it.
Yeah.
I think you can.
Oh, I
Get
thought
all
it was
the
only vision.
No,
All right, we're checking.
yourself, you can't hear anything because you're hearing through, right? That's what I thought.
I think. I'll double check.
I mean, I'm looking. Da, da, da. Independently drops to 0. 100 feet. Communicate telepathically. You can see through their eyes and hear what it hears until the end of the turn. Oh boy! All right.
We would
Your brain's blown out while you're
if you
standing
get shaken drastically, you should come out of the familiar's eyes before you go in.
I keep sending things to you. Oh, that's because you're Kyle in here. Okay. I keep sending things to your steed. I'm happy you can still read your steed's messages.
That's amazing.
Whisper to his horse.
I mean, I can, so I did.
I can also do this.
Nice. I like that.
So you can hear down there as well, then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Here is what you see. What you hear can be presumed, and what is in that description as well. What'd you roll? A 21 investigation. Whiffle Spark. This boss relief of a stone of a devil's face, maw open, holds nothing mechanical to it. No pressure plate to it. No switches. No other functions other than to just be a sort of capper for this this sort of darkness below.
So this is at the bottom of the throat, essentially.
Mm-hmm. It is after 10 feet.
Oh, not as far as I thought.
After 10
Okay.
feet of darkness, you are at the ceiling, which is 12 feet from the floor.
Okay, we're looking at another room just 10 feet down. Not as far as I thought. Let's see, at the center of the room, there's a gold inlaid funeral barge.
Whiffle, Spark, and Brolin, you guys hear none of this. Valfin, you barely hear it. Victor hears it clearly.
Which stands atop a
Let's
3
do-
foot tall stone dais.
Go closer.
Resting on the barge is a golden sarcophagus decorated with horned rabbits. And
Oh.
I can see another corridor exiting the room through a, I guess, teeth carved into the wall. And there's a skeleton of one of Brolin's cousins sprawled on the floor on the east side of the barge.
Well, it's a good thing he can't hear any of this then.
It's got yellow turban and dusty chainmail, and he's clutching a shield. A bronze shield. It's another room. I'm concerned about the 4 sphinxes. Oh, no,
Sphinxes.
there's 4 torches illuminate stone sphinxes crouching in the corners. Yeah, so 4 torches, 4 corners. 4 sphinxes. The room is 15 feet tall. there are hieroglyphs on the floor. Can I identify anything specific about them?
Yeah, they seem to hold a sort of repetitive illustrations of different things. You see what looks to be a human foot. You see a gate of some kind, a basin of some kind. You see what looks to be an illustration of wheat. You see an eagle, a beetle, a snake. All kind, and one looks to be a staff as well. All kinds of sort of these illustrations, and they repeat themselves on the tiled floor.
Are these supposed to be representations of the gods, maybe?
Make a religion check.
My character sheet's closed. No. Loading. Religion. I'm good at this. How did I know it would happen?
No clue.
Is that sound still just as loud? Can I see where it's emanating from? Or was it just in the descent?
The sound, you hear it, you don't hear it at all. The minute you hit the darkness, it disappeared.
Oh, that's eerie. Okay.
They got louder the closer she got to the darkness, and then they just complete silence. You may have even thought she had perished for a moment.
Alright, I will shout to pull her up.
You can hear her
pulls her
shout, yeah, for sure. Brolin, it's easy, very, very quickly. She plunges once again into darkness, and then back into the wailing room of which you all are currently within.
Does she still look like an owl?
She looks like an owl. They'll make a perception check, Whifflespark. And Brolin, make an animal handling check. Or just a survival check.
Can I do animal handling instead?
No, it's gonna be survival. This is just to see something. This is wisdom. It's wisdom based, but you're not actually handling the animal. This is for something for you to spot. And Whifflespark, did you roll perception? Is that you right there?
Oh yeah, sorry, I was just was messing around.
Something that you both note, that is evident to Brolin. Even with your roll, Whifflespark, Brolin as a druid, I think would have known this first. Fiera's not a girl.
Oh.
Wolfsbark makes no comment because he never knew if Fiera was a girl or not.
I thought Fiera was a girl's name. Oh well.
Okay.
Good boy.
This changed before, did it not?
What do you mean?
Like a long time ago. Was it when she drank the water, or was it?
Yeah.
I thought there was an effect way earlier that changed her gender.
Yeah, but you didn't share it with any of us.
You didn't.
Oh.
Yeah,
This is just something that Brolin and
they know.
Whifflespark are interacting with her when normally they don't.
She still identifies as female, regardless of what this damn tomb has done to her. At least I assume as much. She hasn't told me any different.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so was the okay? I make him out of this room so I can hear people.
Yeah, it's just horrible wailing. Brolin, you probably will want to as well, unless you really want to be around this horrible sound.
So I have
It's that.
have Alexandria re-explain what's down there.
Yeah, she's going to do so and conclude that it appears to be a misdirection, the wailing. It's to keep people from wanting to potentially go down
And-
for fear of a horde of undead or some cursed thing.
Did we
Literally.
see if the passage out when you described it, is it coming the same way that we are?
Yes, it's from the south.
Alright, I'm going to run around, say hi to our zombie friends, and look underneath us.
Okay, yeah, that direction. Mm.
Do I see a door?
Make a yeah, you have a pretty long as a gnome. You got 120, right?
I actually misdid that when I was looking at it. I think the thing pulled over Sylph Melvin instead of Rock Dome, so I have 60 though still.
60. You see a passageway going that direction, but it ends in darkness.
Okay. So, at least we have.
Something else you notice, which I think is it's definitely worth noting as you look down that hall. Yeah. You see what looks like a purple mold clinging to the walls, and of that layer, and you can also see what looks to be like little moving like tiny stalks on that mold. Just
Do I see a light all the way at the end of the tunnel? Because I caught the light down the mouth.
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you? Mm-hmm.
It would be hard to tell if you're talking about the light you toss down the mouth, because there are 4 torches in that room already giving light.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Let me see a description let me see a description because maybe you do. Let me just see here. Okay, yeah, no, you definitely would. You see at the end of the darkness what looks to be the like a very jagged tooth pointed maw. It's smiling, and there's some light coming from it.
Oh, do we want to try and go down the scary scream pit? The thing says we should.
It's only going to be as loud as it ever is in that room. Once you are into the darkness, the screaming goes away. You can't even hear it anymore.
So does Brolin have a description of what the tomb looks like?
Yeah. I'll. Do you want me to put
Does
this?
Does it look heavy? That's a real good question here.
Alexandria did speak it out loud.
You did. Do you want me to put it in chat, Kyle?
Yeah, that would probably be best.
Here it is.
So it's like.
Can I ask the Moa spirit if this looks like one of her siblings' tombs or resting places?
Let me check something really quick on that, because that's a worthwhile note. Let me see.
My spirit potentially could have said something when I was inspecting the images.
Possibly. They have here some, but you guys do not have either of these spirits on your team. So these notes will not be had. So it'll be something more simple. Yeah, you ask Moa. You dip into your mind. What is it you need, Brolin? How may I serve you?
Hey, Moa. Is this your sibling's tomb, resting place?
Yeah, you describe. She says, "It is unfortunate. I was never really given any knowledge as to the fate of my brothers and sisters. It has the potential to be. A few thoughts come to mind. Names. It could be, just grab a note really quick here. It could very... Go ahead, what did you say?
The small golden sarcophagus, is it actually small, or is it the same size as all the rest of the sarcophagus?
If it says it's small, it is small.
Okay, I was just making sure so we could... Because there's a chance of doing...
You said a
reconnaissance gnome.
Yes, you said a small sarcophagus. Brolin?
Yeah, small.
I can only think of two. It is either Nang Nang or Aijin.
Moa says it's either Nang Nang or Aijin.
If it is, be wary, Brolin. There may be dangers within any of these, as there were in mine.
And the other, our description of each of them is in the other tomb, right?
What did you say?
Our description for each of these is in the other game, right?
Description for the tale should be here for me to be able to give to you. I do have the history. Yeah, spirits of the nine gods. Should be history of the tomb or just Omu itself. Let me see if I click on Omu. Entering the city, history of Omu, city inhabitants.
I know we saved it somewhere. I'm just trying to remember where we saved it.
I don't have it. It's in the other game. If you can find it, that's cool. Ubalaka enters your mind, Alexandria, as well, and you hear sort of the gruff voice of the. Let me confirm that this is who I think. Yeah. The gruff voice of the bear trickster god. You can hear that sort of skittishness in his throat.
We should not go into the dark. Not where he said to go. No. Safe here.
And
how
what
is
names
it
were
safe?
that we had so far?
What were you saying?
What names did Brolin just tell me?
He said
Ishin,
Aijin and Nang
and
Nang.
yeah.
And what were you gonna say, Alexandria?
Oh, I just found it in Discord where
Alexandria.
Jacob.
You're good.
Oh.
She was just responding to Ubalaka.
I was just wondering why. I agree it is going to be safer here than down there, but why is here any safer than? Like, why stay here? Don't you want us to see this through so you can escape as well?
Send one of them. Not you. Not us.
Well, of course they're going first, but once it's proven safe, we'll go next.
Only then.
Of course.
We are most important.
We are.
Yeah. Take inspiration, Alexandria. If you don't already have it, you do. You would have gotten it.
Okay.
This is great. I don't have to change my character much at all.
I think this is probably Aijin, since there is a rabbit motif down there.
That's what I was thinking.
I had to
Well,
find those names.
not that it was that name, but rather the rabbit one.
Mm-hmm.
Decorated with horned rabbits.
So I'm.
Yep. Moa and Ubalaka probably would have both confirmed.
Aijin.
Like their voices kind of blending together.
So Aijin didn't like the Zorbo.
I'll cross my arms and ask. So is this god worth bringing along on our mission, or should we leave it entombed?
No. Do not bring Aijin. He is troublesome, wild, will only hurt us. Leave him to rot.
Moa, I believe, for Moa, I think let me bring out the puzzle cube board here because I had it all set up. Yeah, how does Moa feel about Aijin? She's fine with him. She thinks he's great. Yeah, she'd tell you, Brolin, like, he's a little bit, on the, imaginative side, but he could be very useful to us. So you've got one trickster god who does not agree, and one that does.
And which one? So we have Moa.
You have Moa and Ubalaka. Ubalaka is
Oh.
Zorbo, and Moa is the I believe.
Yeah, the rabbit is Zorbo. The Zorbo is Ubalaka's exact enemy.
Moa is a Jakuli. Yeah, Ubalaka wants. He's literally, the voice enters your mind, Alexandria, of like discontent. Do not waste your time with Aijin.
Well, I say we loot that place and not bother with it. Forget about it like we did the monkey.
This one looks like it might be safer to grab than the monkey one.
Well,
Wasn't there a skeleton of a dead dwarf laying on the east side of that sarcophagus?
Yeah, but there's dead dwarfs all over this place.
and it was also protected by chests that trick you into killing yourself. Though, if I think about it, it's actually quite ingenious, because the adventurer confines themselves into an easily cleaned container for them to be scooped out later. Very smart.
More janitors, perhaps.
Well, it's easier on the janitorial staff if one even cared to pay them a mind. They are undead slaves, after all.
Well, do we want to take the hatch down, or do we want to risk...
I
going
don't
through
think
the
we
door?
want to risk the purple slime.
We only sent an owl down there.
Oh, I meant like from the next row down.
Right, but we only sent an owl down the hatch. Tunnel, tube, whatever you want to call it, and no one touched the floor. There's no way to check for traps beforehand.
Well, unless I could
Well,
use
we
the
could not
find
touch
trap
the
spell
floor.
again.
Yeah, you won't be able to see in that room.
Gotta
The
be within
safest-
sight. Mhm.
The safest way into the room is through that mouth.
Yeah.
However, I'm not so sure about getting out. We'll still have to go through that southern pass.
We can
You
tie
might be
the
able to go
rope-
back out the same way, like we did with the owl. Just never have one person go down and have one person pull back up.
I mean, it's doable, and I volunteer to be the person to remain behind, but I'm not entirely confident everybody has the upper body strength they need to pull themselves up.
I think we
That's
should come
why
back to
we
this.
wrap it around someone and have the rest of the party pull us through.
I think we should go down one level and find the next warning in the next level down, so we can have the warnings for. See
Right,
if there's a
because we
warning we need for that room.
May not want to skip that information before entering the room.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, we go down one level,
Right. I agree with that. I like
read
that
the
better.
warnings on the next level, and then decide.
And
That does seem
potentially
like the
trigger
safest alternative.
This is probably, by the warning on this level, this is the safer way into that room.
Alright, I'm in agreement. I will stay up here where I can keep an eye on things. I suppose one of you will go down and look for the next clue.
I'll go with you with Whisper, if you're
Okay.
willing.
Stealthy people going downstairs.
Yeah, well, yeah, you guys can go.
Uh,
I'm not very
Brolin?
stealthy.
You might as well have metal strapped to the bottom of your feet for how much noise you make when you walk.
Oh,
I will stay here to make sure that these two stay friendly with one another. Yes, let us
Are
talk
there still
about
arms here?
I'm
something
counting
else.
on you, Victor. Goodbye.
Ed,
Yeah,
are
what's
there
up?
still arms here?
No. After a while, they receded.
Alright, I zip past.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll stealth first, though.
Yeah. Roll stealth. Go for it. Help out your friend Valfine. He's right behind you. Yeah, you're fine. You zip past unnoticed. And Valfine, are you also trying to go unseen, or are you just trying to zip past before they even notice you?
Sure. Hood up. I get advantage.
Yeah, go for it. Swing by without being seen, hopefully. Yep. And nothing. They take no notice. The smell of flesh doesn't even meet their noses. Their undead noses.
Okay, I investigate the stairs since we haven't touched any of the stairs so far.
Make an
I wanna
investigation
make-
check.
I want to make sure these stairs
Aren't gonna
Just-
like
I agree.
slide you like fucking Scooby Doo style? Yeah, absolutely. Make a
Yep,
check.
They turn into a slide.
Make a check. Yeah, it swings out. It swings out in this direction and dumps you right in that hole.
It's like you just slide. Woo.
No slide mechanism from what you can see, and the stairs
Okay.
seem sturdy and untrapped. From
Then
your eyes.
I will start my way down the stairs into blah 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 next row.
Okay, put yourselves at the end of the stairs for me,
Okay.
so that I can grab those tokens. Very cool.
I was just backing myself on top of him so he
I'm
can
gonna-
grab us.
I'm gonna try something, and let me know if this works. You guys are going to disappear. Alexandria and Brolin, you guys should stay on this, but if I actually drag Whifflespark, ooh, yeah, I can drag Whifflespark, and I can drag Valfine onto a new layer. And they should be able to see themselves now.
Oh, there's purple
Yes.
slime everywhere.
Oh, there is purple slime everywhere.
Let's
Ooh.
describe a little bit of what you are seeing here down in this area. I believe Whifflespark was first. Go and switch places.
Yeah.
Really quick.
Yes, the gnome. The gnome was first.
So, yes, you see what seems to be like it is a mold. A purple mold seems to cling to all the corners of the chamber of the corridors down here. Yeah, you will notice that it smells like rotting corpses. Not something you're not used to by now. And it's occasionally releasing clouds of what seems to be spores.
Oh God.
And there's like a haze to this level. As you descend and sort of look at this stuff, as you're looking at it, you can see tiny eyeballs emerge from the mold, and they just sort of open up different layers, almost like a frog's eye, and they look in your direction and seem to scrutinize you.
And immediately pull. Valfine's gonna pull up her scarf and like cover her mouth with it.
Okay, yeah. You immediately cover Whifflespark something similar.
Yeah.
Okay, you do see a plaque over here, and you do see down this passageway there seems to be a set of double doors at the end, a passage that leads to the north, and a chain that sort of separates this chamber. Just sort of goes straight across.
Alright. I am going to very, very carefully, not touching any of the slime, get to here.
Okay, perfect. I just have to confirm one thing.
As slowly as I need to.
As slowly as you need to.
Do the thing on the railing.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So the this is interesting. The as you approach, it won't pertain to this. I have to find my floor 1 thing because this is an actual. They put all these on floor 1. Where is my notes for this? Here we are. This is this one. Perfect. It is a very similar situation to the last one that you approached, Whifflespark. The words make no sense until you face the sort of plot of obsidian, or the plaque rather, and the words, the sort of scrambled jarble fades away to form that face once again, and you hear the words of the undying echo through the hall in your direction. And they say,
"Walk through water with weapon in hand. Slake your shadow at the font. The vulture is the first step. Right the gods. The walls of history tell all."
and I'll show you the Sarak's third warning. As the face dissipates and the words form behind it in clear common. The eyes all watching you during this moment. Always watching.
So we should head back upstairs.
right. Before we leave, can I make a You said it's hazy down here?
Yes.
Do I see anything else moving other than this slime? Is there anything living down here that I could spot, maybe? Or
make a
like,
perception check.
Silhouettes?
Or unliving with a
Or
giant
unliving.
key in its head.
Yeah, make some perception checks really quick before I see how things are going upstairs.
20.
You notice that there are 2 alcoves down this hall, and there are 2 hulking figures standing in those alcoves, facing each other. They seem to be covered in steel armor. It is bolted to their flesh. They wear bucket helms, and spiked gauntlets. Iron collars are around their necks, and they are connected by that spiked chain that stretches across the corridor. They are unmoving.
Important question. Is there any purple slime on them?
No.
So they have moved recently.
They have flesh. You recognize these as the Tomb Guardians you've faced before. Very similar, but they are still as the grave.
And then double doors at the end, I'm assuming? I can just barely kind of make this out.
Yeah, a pair of double doors at the end, which are... Let me see here. Any details to those doors? Confirm. Yeah. It is carved with a leering and laughing skulls.
Does that look like the same double doors we encountered in the blind artist room?
You're not sure. The other side was blank. This could have been that side.
I think that's one more level down.
Because that room also had double doors, and it would have been a western side chamber because the doors were on the east side and we were inside of that.
But on the spiral staircase we went up, that was one up from the very bottom floor.
As you
very bottom is right below us, so we're... Oh, go ahead.
As you two investigate, I'm sorry, conclude your thought.
I was just saying that we're one level up from the very bottom, so if that is one up from the very bottom, then that would be
I think when we were in the spiral staircase, there was the water floor, and then there was the floor with the T-Rex. Then there was another floor we didn't enter really into.
And then we went to the very top and found the office and stuff.
Then we found the office, and we're one down from the office, so I think the next floor down is where the double doors are.
Yeah, as you guys continue to investigate, trying to figure out exactly the depth that you are at, the area that you are in, and before you're able to get back, there's some time that happens. Up above, Alexandria and Brolin, you are alone with Victor. You can hear the discussion down below between Whifflespark and Valfine, but there is a form of privacy, at least for you three. Does anything happen during this time? Any discussion, any actions between you guys? Victor seems very prominent in making sure everybody gets along. He's very... he has sensed animosity between Brolin and Alexandria, and he wants to see everybody working together and being friendly here in the death trap. Not going to make it any worse than it already is.
Oh, everything's great. Everything's peachy.
Goes good. Very, very good.
Fine. Everything's fine.
Absolutely. And after like a few moments, Victor quickly realizes he has no topics to bring up here as he kind of riddles through his mind and think of a way to fill the empty conversation. Yeah, what is this experience like up here, Alexander Brolin? Do you guys talk? Do you not? What goes on?
Or goes.
Yeah, he's around.
She'll start up a conversation. She's leaning over the railings, looking down at everything below. And she'll turn her head towards Brolin and say, "So, I guess I would be curious what your feelings are, finding out that your moms are helping raise this new death god and working with the guy we're opposing. I just wonder, how does that make you feel?"
First off, not my mom's, quote unquote. And two, me and Valfine, your girlfriend, we're both in it together.
Well, I don't know how many times I have to tell you that we're not in a relationship before it gets through your head, but I suppose one more time couldn't hurt. If that wasn't clear, I will make it more blunt. We aren't dating.
Oh.
Also,
Victor would turn and just says, were you in a relationship with Valfine? I'm sorry, I don't mean to pry.
let me get something straight with you, Victor. At any point when you were slogging through this steaming hellhole of a jungle, did you think about anything other than your survival? Ever have any romantic thoughts or inclinations? Did the desire to be sexy ever occur to you?
He smiles as you say this, and he puts a hand up, and he just says, "I understand. The jungle is no place for such luxuries. I guess if Brolin is asking, it's just it's just curious. My apologies."
I
Oh.
don't blame him for thinking such. He's used to being dirty, grimy, and, well, various levels of disgusting, so he's probably very comfortable.
All right, enough of this. Enough with the flaming on me.
And
I am
in the-
quite clean.
And in the far distance, deep in your minds, you hear Preacher say, "Yet."
Victor, ignoring the quip over to to Brolin to the best of his ability, he'll just go. Huh, then it seems that you are just companions and friends amongst each other. You have only known each other for some time, then, not enough to develop such strong relationships.
Being in a consistent near-death experience with the same group of people certainly breeds a level of closeness, but no.
Of course.
I have no intent of seeing anybody as anything other than a survival tool until we survive this hell that we are in. However, if we were to replace our guide with a different one, I think altogether the experience would improve to so many different better levels.
Yeah, he knows you're referencing Brolin in that situation. At which point
All right.
he'll
All right.
he kind of like rolls his eyes, passes it off again. He says, "Of course, it is natural to be cold in a situation such as this. To harden one's exterior is only to protect. But I imagine, obviously, you do not have to share with me. But I mean, I have thoughts of old lovers that keep me warm at night. It at the very least helps bear places like this. I imagine that we all have something to remember of places that weren't once like this, and we should continue to remember that we don't lose our souls to this place as well as our bodies."
She had one to lose to begin with.
Come now, both of you.
Yeah, she'll stare off into the distance and relive that vision of her town on fire, and she'll just say under her breath, "Yeah."
Yeah, I think Victor sort of nods and says, "Everybody has something, and you as well, Brolin. You must have warm thoughts of home, family, friends, lovers."
Well, my brother's dead.
Yeah,
Yeah, my aunt, I guess.
I'm sorry to hear that. There are many who have lost loved ones.
It's all right.
Yes, it is a struggle, but we mustn't dwell on such negative things.
I'll try to. But, this one over here, she loves to just rub it in.
May I ask then, if it is not so rude to curiosity, do you two just have is this just a quirk of your relationship? Is there a true grudge happening here, or something I should know about?
Let me fill you in. We've never got along.
She thinks I'm annoying. That's about it.
That is essentially the root of the problem. Though I would like to point out that every time I try to move past this dichotomy we are so trudging through, I am pulled back into it by him just being his usual self. For example, I thought we were having a wonderful little stint about 2 hours ago, but he named an obnoxious bird after me, and then we're back in it. So,
You know what? You know why I named her Alexandria Jr.? You want to know why? She's my friend, and I'm not gonna make sure she's not gonna die, just like
Yeah.
my other friend that she's named after.
Yep, sure, I'm gonna ask for that deception roll.
It's it's not a deception.
Yeah, if it's not a deception, Brolin, it would be persuasion instead. It would definitely be persuasion.
I'm gonna be honest with you. In the beginning, I didn't trust you, but if Iku trusted you, I'm gonna trust you too.
There's a lot of history here. I feel like I may have pried or poked up like a patch I really shouldn't have, and
You
I'm
probably
sorry.
shouldn't have, but I'll say this
For what it's
once more.
for what it's worth, I'll stop. We won't converse. I don't mean any ill will towards you. I don't want to be your enemy. I don't want to be your adversary.
Unfortunately, you are one of those things. And yes, Iku did trust me. And she trusted Brolin. Unfortunately, that isn't you. And we know that.
Oh, okay, I gotta go. I gotta leave. I gotta leave this place
Brolin,
right now.
I'm sorry, Brolin.
Oh.
No, it's my fault. I brought it up. I did not know that it was a sore subject. Please.
You know, the look on your damn face when I pull you out of the next disaster that you get yourself into, it's gonna be real gratifying.
Brolin, Alexander, please, no, this is my fault. I did not mean to bring this up. He's completely distressed at the complete failure. Like, he's like, I can work this out. I can mediate this. And he's like, oh no, this is very deep.
Meanwhile, 10 feet down on the other platforms, Professor Whifflespark and Valfine are sitting there like, oh, thank God we don't have to be there for that.
About this time, as Brolin is disconnecting, they would return.
We are not being quiet about it, so 10 feet down on the next floor, you absolutely could hear everything we're saying.
Yeah. I'll bring you guys back to this floor.
Oh no.
Let me see if I need to remove you from this one. How do I do that? I just put you back on player, I guess? Yeah, here we go. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, everybody heard that downstairs, huh?
Oh, yeah, I was an argument, for sure.
Oh,
Please, 10 feet away. It wasn't that far away.
Yeah,
You
it's
guys
25
sound
feet
like
down
you're-
a level. It's 25 feet down a level, but
Yeah,
it's
so
still
we're-
we
audible.
would have heard like murmurs
30,
of
40
it,
feet
yeah.
away.
Enough to hear parts. I'll leave it up to your characters, which you think heard. Higher perception heard more.
Well, I am observant, so what's about
Okay.
23?
I,
I probably caught a lot of it.
Yeah, both of us literally have the observant feat.
Yeah, I know.
Victor, when you get up there, is just like he's pulling his hair back, and he's just, oh, you're back! Oh, welcome back! Oh, we're all together again. Perfect.
Victor, are you?
Huh? I'm fine.
wrong?
No, everything's fine. He just sort of shuffles to the back.
Alright, I read off what a Cererak's third warning to everyone on the pop-up that all of us have now.
Yep.
That doesn't help us at all for that.
It does
Whether
not.
we should come down
Yeah,
to
if
the
you need
ceiling
me to
or
pop
not.
it up again, here it is.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not drawing any connections. The only thing I could potentially relate is right the gods, because I'm still convinced those markings on the floor are related to them.
The hieroglyphs, you mean?
Yeah, there's 9 of them. Weren't there 9 trickster gods?
Mm-hmm.
What were the actual? Did our description have a description of what they were?
I can give you guys, I mean, Alexandria is pretty intelligent. I believe that I can tell you every symbol that you see. So, there is, and if you want to write this down, you can. There is there's a passage, and I'm giving you just sort of a general, look. She was down there for a few moments, she looked at everything. I'm giving you, a very general description of everything. You see a passage, like a door. You see what seems to be like a basin, it's like a stone cup, a big stone cup. You see a beetle. You see a foot. You see a staff. You see what looks like wheat. You see a snake. You see a bird. Did I miss any? That's everything you see.
So it's 8.
That's 8.
Mm-hmm. That's all of them.
So-
I didn't miss any.
Which means the one in the center is the 9th.
I'm wondering if these symbols perhaps relate to the items the gods have been locked into.
Very
is
nice, isn't
well, one of them's a bird. Is vulture. Could it be a vulture bird?
Yeah, that could be it.
Could be.
Did it look like a vulture?
Alexander, make an intelligence check. See if you can recall. There was many elements to the room you had to look at.
Roger,
And this
Dodger.
is one detail. Just
And
in-
you're a
you
wizard.
can use your
Bro.
history if you have a good bone to that. You could use your intelligence save or just intelligence stat, whatever.
I mean, if I'm using my save, it's gonna be a lot better.
use your save.
Yeah.
Use your save. This
Okay.
is to recall information. Yeah, it had a hooked beak. I think it very well could have been a vulture.
Vulture
Ha-
is the first step.
Alright, so that one has something to do with that room, maybe?
Writing the gods. Perhaps. Step on them in order? Sequence?
Yeah, there might be.
I could
Anyways.
I could see that, yeah.
I think we should ignore this one for now and figure out the other tombs that we have up here. So
I'm starting to realize your guys' meta strategy, and I love it. Scout until Jacob comes back.
oh no, I'm actually just trying to go.
No, I was even if it's just trying to go and you're not doing it on purpose. This actually works out really well. You can just have all this information, like, all right, war, now get in front.
Alright, so
It's clearly combat. We're not going in there, right? So
It seems smart. It seems smart. I like it though. I like it.
I think we
Got-
should do this room, the one ahead of me.
yeah,
I agree.
this one is probably has something to do with the ring and maybe the bow.
Yeah, you step into that
Because-
hallway, Whiffle Spark.
Yeah, I'll step into the hallway.
Yeah, the floor is sturdy beneath your feet.
Well, a large dog went back and forth in this hallway multiple times.
Yeah, super sturdy underneath his feet too. So you're good.
We could even argue that that dog weighs more than Whiffle.
Oh yeah, well, dog weighs more than a lot of people here.
What?
We
what's
could
it made out of? Some kind of steel, metal, whatever.
of some sort. He probably weighs more than anyone but maybe War.
Maybe war, yeah. All right, Whiffle Spark's heading down that way. Victor's eager to move on.
I am going to stop at the crossroads though.
Yeah. Let me
I'm
give
sorry.
you. Let me give you.
Glance down both directions.
Let me give you the full description of this this area, just to remind you of where you're at.
I'm gonna step into the hallway just so I can see down both, but I'm standing here and leaning out to look.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fine. So, the descriptor here is at a four-way intersection. The corridors to the north and south curve upward and out of sight, but with no rails or steps to allow them to be climbed. The corpse of a half-human, half-goat creature in robes sprawls 10 feet to the north. It grips a staff tipped with a bronze goat head. Not anymore, though. Oh, he wasn't gripping his journal. His journal was in his satchel. Well, whatever.
And these sort of curve up.
Either side curves up. All the way up to the ceiling. Which I believe it said, how far up ahead was it? I believe it should be 12 feet is normal for chambers. It's not mentioning a direct height.
And a ring,
See,
perhaps.
All the arrows in him, they look like they are coming from his back or his front?
His back.
And does he look like he fell running away from something
Yeah.
towards the center?
Yeah. Yeah, he looks like he fell running away from something. He carries some axe wounds as well.
Maybe he found a service door.
This feels like a ring.
Brolin, are you staying behind or are you going with the others?
Brolin kind of lags behind.
Okay. Yeah. You hover back with Victor. Is everything okay, Brolin?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm peachy keen. How are you?
I am only sorry.
It's fine. You don't have to be sorry. There's only one sorry person here.
He just sits there.
It's too easy. I'm not gonna do it.
He just sits there conflicted. Wiffle Spark, you may continue. Oh, wait,
I'm
go ahead.
surprised. It's always been your best
I
quality.
guess I will. I don't see anything at the. I can't see the end of the hallways. They curve up. Or...
They curve all the way up. Either side of the hallway, it is showing to you on the map as a just straight like end, but just think that either side curves up and they go all the way up to the ceiling. And I'm gonna say it's a little higher than 12 feet. It's probably like 15 feet.
Okay. And do I see anything at the ceiling where they hit?
No. Just goes all the way up, all the way around in a circle.
Okay. Oh.
Brolin,
What?
I step.
I can't hear
into
you.
The ring.
really? You're 25 feet from me.
You try talking to somebody who's 25 feet away from you.
What?
Talking
I
to
can't
somebody
hear
who's
you.
Miles away from you.
You're mumbling. You need to speak up. We're 25 feet away.
Good idea, Wiffle Spark.
I step actually into the ring and sort of cringe a little bit as I do it.
Yeah, which way?
Oh no, like onto the center part right
Oh,
here
onto the
first.
center part. Okay, yeah, you cringe. And step onto solid stone.
Okay.
I'm wondering if perhaps someone with the ability to climb on sloped or difficult surfaces might be able to follow this path, and it might lead them to somewhere else.
I see how far I can make it up this slope, I guess.
Yeah, you start walking that way towards the body.
Yeah.
Okay, you walk towards the body, Wiffle Spark. You approach it.
Yeah.
A very odd sensation, Wiffle Spark. Very odd indeed. You're used to your equilibrium in this situation, and you even expect it to kind of make it so that you feel like you're climbing up the edge. You kind of ready yourself for it, but every time you ready for yourself for it, your equilibrium with each step stabilizes, as if you were walking on a straight path. And then indeed, the path before you, though it looks to be curving, the closer you get, it seems to almost just straighten out. When you look behind you, back where you came, the path behind you is curved.
Just look for Valfine.
What'd you say?
She's gonna peek around and
Yeah,
watch you moving up.
You see Valfine, but she looks to be up on a slope.
Okay. I take another step up.
You can
I
tell.
see him
yeah.
like climbing this weird thing,
Yeah, you
I
see
also-
him.
sort of. Okay.
I checked the goat guy over a little bit better since we checked over the goat guy with a familiar and
Yeah.
a dog.
He's got a few like bits and bobs, little personal trinkets and kind of things.
Bit of
He's got like a feather that he was probably like a pen, like he was like writing with a few of those, and his robes are ink stained, and his pockets are filled with a few feather quills on either side. He doesn't seem to hold anything else on him. He has a necklace. It seems to just be basic silver.
Okay.
Odds and ends of personal attire.
Okay. Then I continue walking down this perfectly flat path.
Anybody watching from this passage, from this way, Valfine, you being one, Valfine,
Yeah,
you're the
kinda
only one
looking
peeking
around,
over. Is anybody else entering into this passage, or you're all staying in this order?
I kind of want to go with him.
Yeah. Okay.
Up to you.
Alphine would let you pass. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'll go too.
Am I at like an
I'm
almost
following.
right angle to everyone else?
Yeah, Valfine, that's what you are seeing right now. They are like going up an angle and they're standing perfectly straight. And to you guys from this perspective, and for you, Alexandria, you just first experiencing this, similar to Wiffle Spark, it's completely odd. The path behind you is curving, like Valfine is on a curve. Berlin, you step up as well. Are you watching this? What are you doing here? Yeah, you're watching around the corner with Valfine. You can put yourself in her square if you want. Victor is probably in a similar area, wanting to watch. Yeah, do you guys just keep going?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, I'll stick with him.
Okay. You go all the way up, and there is a point where you literally can see them up there. You can see them standing completely opposite of you on the ceiling, and you guys see them as well. You're effectively at the midpoint. You keep going.
Do I see anything now that I'm at the midpoint?
It's just a passageway forward. It just continues.
Okay. Then I guess I continue?
You behind him
What
as
is
well,
the-
Alexandria?
Yep, I'm gonna stick with them.
Okay.
Purpose of this.
Alexandria and Whifflespark, you continue to the other side. Those of you looking up, as they pass the midway point, they're gone. Whifflespark and Alexandria, you come to the other side, and your friends aren't there. The body is not there.
He's gone.
So, Wifflespark, because this is funny, goes back up to the midpoint and looks back down at them, and then steps back out of assistance again.
Yeah, you
What
go
is-
you go back up.
Yeah.
And what is the purpose?
Yeah, you go back up to the midpoint, and you see them again.
Okay. I feel safe now, and I continue back down to Alexandria and continue all the way to the flat.
You just hear Whifflespark say, "I feel safe now," and dissipate. I'm going to put a marker on those who are an invisibility marker on those who have passed through the ring. They are not visible to those who haven't. Whifflespark, you make the turn. You look left and right. Looks just as the passage as it was before.
This is fascinating magic.
Yeah. I guess I continue.
Yeah.
Can
Continue forward.
I send Fiera into the room?
Yeah. You want to send Fiora into the room ahead. She goes off, and she circles around the chamber in a similar way and sees all the similar features that she saw last time. Whifflespark, as you are stepping up, and give this for both Whifflespark, Alexandria, and Fiera. Go ahead and make perception checks.
Do we want to
we
do
don't
one
see
with
them.
Oh. I'll just. I mean, I'll roll for posterity.
Yeah, go ahead.
We don't see them, and they don't see us currently.
Yeah, you don't see them. Brolin and Valfine, you are alone on the other side with War and Victor. So, Whifflespark, you see a stone block hanging from the ceiling right here. It's quite large, but just making it past the this threshold gave an opening to the ceiling, which arches up into the chamber to be able to see effectively. The ceiling no longer blocking your view. A stone block right here.
Is it blocking our?
Nope, it's hanging above the exit. Or an entrance, rather.
Can I see what's holding it?
It seems as though it is just sort of sectioned into the ceiling itself. Like it is a part of the ceiling, but it is like it's coming out of it.
Seems ominous. And it's just this square.
Just that square. Brolin and Brolin and Valfine. They disappear. What are you guys doing?
Finally, a minute to my goddamn self.
There are a few of us here still, but
You better company, believe me.
so what's going on? We were just looking for the slab, and suddenly we heard.
It
I
is
don't know,
my
it's
fault. I brought up an
No,
old
no.
wound, apparently, scratching off the surface. I am
Oh,
sorry.
no, she's
What's-
just egging me on. I don't know why. Probably shouldn't have named the bird after her. I thought it was funny.
What is it between you two? Is it really just animosity, or did you do something to
It's
either of
been
you?
like this ever since we met. Ever since we've trudged through the jungle. we've
Nothing
never
triggered
gotten
it.
along.
It's. I must say, Brolin, not to criticize you as well, but you both seem to perpetuate this anger between each other.
It's not even anger at this point. It's just every time she says I'm not Brolin. I am me.
Well, why would she think you're not Brolin?
Oh.
Side eyes
That's
at Berlin from Valfine.
We
That's a whole.
we shift over to the other two.
No
And
drama.
the hair, it drives me crazy every time he takes his shirt off. Like, he could just groom it or take a shower. I think we're in a different realm, but I can still smell him.
Shower much.
This is where
perfect.
I'm glad we don't have like a large following, because people would be shipping our characters.
Yes, yes. Just kiss already.
The fact that you've separated through this and you found the one thing in the tomb that does this and it's thematic to the last few moments is just too good.
It is fantastic.
So, on the other side of the between the two parts, so we have 9 minutes left. Let's roll initiative. I want to see which side is doing what mechanically and actually pushing things forward. So, either team pick someone to roll initiative. A player.
That'll be you, Wiffle. You're gonna have higher decks than me.
Yeah.
Hear you, Berlin.
I have the highest decks of the party. Really?
Of that side, yeah. I want to see who we're going to first and shifting back and forth.
Valfine, I'm faster than you?
Probably.
Dex
Maybe.
wise?
Possibly.
I
You
have,
guys remember, you guys keep forgetting that I built this rogue not as a rogue, on purpose.
I have a 13 in my dexterity.
Make the
Oh.
roll.
Oh no, I got it. I'll roll it.
11. All right.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna split up the end of our time. I'll give both sides about 4 minutes to do something here. So, Whiffle Spark and Alexandria, you are on the other side. You are separated from your party members. What do you do here?
Well,
I am worried about this giant rock that I point out to Alexandria.
Oh yeah, you see it. Big old
Yeah.
boulder or square.
we probably should do something about the rock.
It seems hefty. It's coming out of the ceiling.
We should totally oh.
It's not secured by a rope or anything. It's just like literally.
It is literally coming about 3 or 4 feet out of the ceiling. And it seems just thick stone.
I wish War were here. He would touch it.
Yeah. How far above us is it?
It is 8 feet above.
Oh, okay. I have
So there's an 8 feet.
44
going
walk
down.
through into the room.
Okay, gonna get his token.
Yeah, I'm about to pull it out.
Yeah. Yeah, he walks into the chamber, gets a full view of the area before you.
I just wanted him to walk past the stone to make
Yeah.
sure the stone wasn't a stomper.
Perfect. The room smells of wine. On a checkerboard marble floor, a gilded coffin sparkles in sunlight streaming down from the chamber's vaulted ceiling, which arches 12 feet overhead. 4 huge stone gargoyle heads, their mouths agape, protrude from the walls.
Okay, then I guess I will step into the room.
Okay, you step into the room.
Anything happen?
Nothing.
Wiffle, you want to do me a favor and just hold up for a second? I'm going to go back to the other reality for a minute.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to transfer back over.
Okay, I'm gonna remove your mark.
Okay, so I'm going to stand up there, and do I see anybody? Are they still around?
Brolin, is there a mid-conversation as Alexandria comes
Oh,
back in?
no.
Because there's no
Oh,
sound for that. She's just walking back in.
Oh no. Oh, look at me. I'm trying to imagine Brolin making a Valfine or an Alexandria.
Yeah, you're doing
acting.
an impersonation, and Victor's just sitting there.
Stupid. Stupid, smelly dwarf. I don't like you at all.
That's what,
I'm gonna go be Moody in the corner.
that's what you come back to, Alexandria.
Hey, so whenever you're done with that tantrum,
Oh. Victor's
the,
just...
it seems we've stumbled across the solution to this room. The ring is to another tomb. It appears to be an exact mimic of this one with one exception thus far, but I do feel it is the safer place to explore. I would recommend we all come this way and approach the challenge together.
You're muted.
All right,
Valfin.
fine.
What's your theory of this potentially false chamber?
Well, these riddles are all ways to safely succeed these challenges and areas, correct? That leads me to
Right.
believe that this room we're approaching in this reality is the dangerous one, while the room on the other side is not. Or perhaps there's a safer way to proceed through the tomb on the other side. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, but we should do this together, yes.
Yes, I agree. So whenever y'all feel like walking yourselves on up here, we can actually hold on a second. You all want to do me another favor? We came up on the north side. I'm gonna dip back in. You want to run the circle to the south? I want to see if you still come into the same place.
Okay.
And then she'll step back in and
Yeah.
wait for them.
You all go up, meeting the sort of surreal curve and through the portal, yes? Anybody stay behind?
Well,
Sure.
Alexandria wanted us to test the other direction.
Yeah, you want to go the other way?
Yeah. So we'll skip this way. Does the same thing happen in this direction?
Yeah, Victor right behind you. You guys head that way, and you come back out in the northern passage, and you see Alexandria, Fenrir, and Whifflespark, but no corpse of the goat man. That is not there. But everything
It's
else
like
seems
we-
exactly the same, and this is the order you arrive to the north.
It's like
We're in
it
the upside
comes
down.
in both directions. Yeah. Yeah, there's like ash everywhere. Oh crap.
So we're all together. Forget initiative.
All right, very good.
Well, it's terribly curious, but I do wonder if perhaps this is an entirely separate dungeon with its own state. No progress has been made, potentially, or if
And
this is even a different reality. We are talking about a plane traveling lich.
is
built
there
this-
any sort of as we pass through whatever this veil or doorway is there any sensation of this or like
Nothing.
feeling or
Nothing.
interesting?
Somebody should check down the other way of the hallway and see if it goes to a tomb.
Oh, the other direction. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, do one of you want to go that way?
Can I, before we continue this way, since it's safer in their direction, it could potentially be harmful this way. So,
Yeah.
can I check for traps down this hall?
Absolutely. We are approaching 10 o'clock. I'm going to give everybody one sort of thing. Last action, effectively, quote unquote, of the session. And I'll go down the line. Valfine, you want to investigate that way?
I'll check for traps down that hall. The way we came from.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Doesn't seem to be. And you wanted to go down that hall.
I'll take
Yes?
step 5 feet in.
No problem. It is safe.
10 feet.
It is the same stone that you walked across before, almost identical.
Look at myself. Has anything changed?
Nothing.
I don't like this very much.
Is that your final action? You don't go to the end of the hall, you just step a little bit?
Nope, I don't
Yep.
follow it all the way to the
You,
end.
you do see at the end of the hall, at the very least, it's worth noting, the railing opening up into the sort of main complex center staired chamber of the tomb. You see that. Same as you did before. Going down the line from Valfine, Alexandria.
There's actually nothing I'm really interested in doing that
Yeah, if you want to
could
pause here,
just
it's
wait
fine.
for the next one, yeah.
Okay. And Whifflespark?
I think I mean, want these descriptions again anyways, but he's gonna be looking around the room. So
Oh, this room here?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just make sure I dump that into the chat so that you have the proper description of that if I didn't already put it in there. Okay. So he's just inspecting the room. That description is a little clearer.
Oh, and I also, real quick,
Yes.
check the rock from this side.
Yep. It is sort of protruding. It is pushed perfectly right up against the opening. Right up against it.
Since the ceilings are taller in here than they are in the hallway.
Yeah,
I
they're
was
12
thinking-
feet. Yep. The 8-foot passage has a sort of 3-foot stone coming down.
Okay.
Yep. And it's tight to the walls. Okay, and finally Brolin.
Brolin is gonna walk up to Whifflespark.
Okay. Yeah, you enter into the sarcophagus.
I wouldn't stand
of the
right there.
tomb.
No, I'm not supposed to stand right here.
You look up and you see that block. You see there's a block that is hovering over the entrance into this room. That is not so much hovering, but it's coming out of the ceiling. There seems to be a thick block that's hugged to the walls.
Alright.
I would stand on not directly there, just in general.
Almost looks like a board game or something.
Yeah, and you inspect the room beyond.
Yeah.
And you see more to that description that I shown, the gargoyles on the wall, the light beam coming down into the sarcophagus. And that is your final action. I think that's where we're going to end it for the evening, gentlemen, as you step into an eerie realm of what seems to be a new tomb. We'll see what happens when we return next in the year 2021. As we will not
Maybe
play
we can
until
get
January.
the evil version of the ring of protection.
Maybe. Who knows? All right. That is everything. We can end the stream there. Thank you all for joining me for some Dungeons & Dragons this evening. We missed our boy War, but hopefully we will have him back in the month of January for our next game. And thank you to those joining us on YouTube and watching our adventure as it goes, and we step further and deeper into the Tomb of Annihilation. And that is everything, friends. All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.